Hi there, welcome to my improvisation teaching video. I want to start by just giving you an overview of some of my philosophies and methods for approaching trying to improve as an improviser. First and foremost, I think it's important to try and look after your body at all times. It's good to take as many breaks as you can, even every 10 minutes or so, to get up and walk around, and you want to make sure that you have some exercise every day. Go for a walk. When you're sitting at the piano, it's good to have your feet on the ground. Keep your back straight, pull your stomach in, keep your posture of your lower back good while you're practicing. Look after your back. Do some stretching exercises, light ones every 10 minutes or so. That can help your body too. Then I wanted to just talk to you a bit about trying to organise yourself. When I was starting out, trying to learn, I guess everyone has the same problem that I had, is that if you're serious about it, there seems like there's an unlimited amount of things you can do and practice, and it seems like there's just a sea of information and ideas out there, and it's very difficult to know where to start. So it's important to just make some sort of decision. I think it's easy to sit around and try different things and waste a lot of your time doing everything. What's important is that you just make a decision about what you're going to work on, and then work on it. You can always change your mind at any time, but I think it's important to try and whatever you're working on, to try and sort of see it through until it's a logical conclusion. So I have kind of two things which help me organise myself. I keep a list of ideas that I have. I write them down on my computer. I used to have a book, but I have them all written down on my computer. I guess I'll post those up somewhere for you to look at. And I also have a folder which I put my practice routine in. I like these folders with the the clear sheets, so you can insert things into them, take them out again. My folder here these days has about 12 or so pages in it. 10 of them are just purely technical exercises, and then I have a couple of compositions in them as well, standard and some of my own. I kind of really believe in writing your own music, not necessarily playing it. I don't think you have to play your own music to be a good musician, but composition can really help you get your own sound and figure out your own ideas. And I always think, someone like Charlie Parker, he wrote 1,000 rhythm changes, say, or maybe not 1,000, but a hell of a lot, and I think he probably learnt them all. He could play all of those heads. If you just did that, if you just wrote that much music and actually could play it, had memorised it, then you'd be a pretty good musician. So I also have a respect for studying what other people have done. I've memorised various of my favourite jazz pianists' solos and learned to play them along with the CD in time. I think that helps your time feel and helps your memory to do that. I checked out Kenny Kirkland, Herbie Hancock, Wynton Kelly, especially those guys in particular. At one time or another I could play one of their solos completely from memory along with the CD. I couldn't do it now, but I think it's a good exercise. And I think it's important to try and figure out your own way to play. I've tried on many occasions to play like Kenny Kirkland on the bandstand and play so I can play some of his licks. But to me, whenever I try that, it always never seems to work. I'm never happy with the results. You know, I think you have to play the music in the moment that you're hearing with the band in the moment. I think that's more important than trying to prepare something, yours or someone else's, and bring it to the bandstand. Depends on the piano, the drummer, the song, etc. Usually what someone else played or something you figured out before, it doesn't work as well as something you can just think of on the spot. So I have my book of things that I practice from, and I try and go through it every day. I also have another book which has some of my own original tunes in it that I've been working on. Sometimes I like to pick that up and play through it. I'm planning to do some recording in a few months, possibly, and I've got some of those tunes in a folder too that I've been working on, trying to practice. But I spend more time just working on my stuff. I believe in just keep doing the same thing over and over again until you've mastered it. So I wanted to say on this video before we start that in a lot of these videos you see me practicing some of the ideas that I'm trying to tell you, and because I'm trying to talk to you, I'm a bit relaxed about how I practice these things, and I think it's important to try and be as disciplined as you can and really concentrate on your technique and playing in time. I wouldn't want you to get the impression from watching some of the later teaching videos that you know, I'm that casual about it when I'm actually working on it. So I thought, just for the sake of giving you an idea, I thought I'd just practice something specifically for you now, and really give you an example of me trying to be disciplined about working on something. So here's an idea. It's a lick. It comes from one of Messiaen's modes of limited transposition. It's a whole tone, augmented triad, sort of major 7 with a suspended 4, a dominant 7 with the 4th added, and sort of a 2 chord. So that all those chords come from this scale. And I've learnt to move those shapes through the scale. So just I'm going to just practice that one lick. This is not supposed to be a technical explanation. I just want you to see how I would work on that idea. So I have it written down into a lick, but I also can practice that concept in a sort of fuzzy way, abstract way. So I'd start by just working on the lick out of time. Be good to practice it lifting your hand up after every note. facility and speed. So I just, without worrying about the time, I'm just going to keep practicing it like that, out of time, but getting faster. Eventually, once it gets faster, I really have to use my fingers a bit more. Okay, then I'm going to practice it, being careful about getting a legato sound. I practiced it staccato. So in order to get a good legato sound, when your finger comes up from the note before, it has to come up at the same time that the next one goes down. So I don't know how well you can see my fingers. So I practice it that way, just out of time. So still while I'm playing out of time, I can work on, in a fuzzy way, creating lines using those triads and chords that are in that particular line. And the nice thing about this particular scale is that everything in it transposes at the major third. So there's an F plus chord. It's actually, there's a plus chord on every note of the scale. Likewise, that sound's in it, and that sound repeats at the major third. And this sound's in it too. It's in my lick, that repeats at the major third in this scale. So I then work out of time on just playing some of those sounds. And then I'll work on playing the lick in the context of a tune, either my own. I like to practice just on the A section of a rhythm changes and take it through all the keys, or play, say, I like to practice 2/5s, just going up half steps, just to help me get it through all the keys. Playing on the A section of rhythm changes is good because you're using the 8-bar, you're keeping the 8-bar form in your head. So I'll do a bit of that. I'll practice this lick a bit now and this concept for you, and you can see how I work on it. Sometimes I'll try tacking things onto the beginning and ending of the lick. I'm just practicing playing augmented triads off that scale on top of the rhythm changes. Let's go to C. Key of C. It's pretty hard. So I hope that gives you some ideas. That's kind of how I practice, and a brief overview of how I work. So we'll cover some more stuff in the continuing lessons.